Welcome back to the Puncher's Chance YouTube channel. I'm delighted to be joined here with Ben Shalom. Ben, there was 2 press conferences this week. I was a little bit sort of tentative when I saw there was going to be 2, what the second one was going to be like. But after that first one, it almost needed a second one. It was scheduled perfectly, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There probably could have been 3 or 4, but in all seriousness, the fight doesn't need selling anymore. The first press conference was incredible. The reaction when the fight was announced was incredible. This was another great press conference, and if I'm honest, it didn't go overboard, which I was happy with, because there's so many things that could be said and we could get dragged into, and then it really does go into the gutter. And credit to both fighters, including Connor, to be honest, for not going down that route.
And with it, it's obviously we've had the fathers first, and it's almost moved past that a little bit now. It's bigger than that, and there's so much hatred between the two of them now. There's so many layers that make this a great fight. Is this almost bigger than you maybe expected it to be when you were making it, having seen the reaction now on social media?
Oh, absolutely. I think I didn't realise the scale of it, in the sense it's every generation. It's non-boxing fans, not even sports fans, non-boxing fans, people that don't go to sporting events are asking about this event. It's going to be fantastic for boxing, because we're going to get more eyeballs on this event in the UK than I think any event in recent history. That's how big this fight is. And but it's a once in a lifetime thing. When do you ever get a story like this with the fathers and now the sons, and the rivalry that exists between them? You just don't get that. And people believe it's a 50-50 fight just to throw that in on top. It's an incredible event.
And with the press conferences, there's been a lot of talk about Chisora flipping a table and sort of the comparisons of that. Do you really think that moment will go down in British boxing history, in boxing history, as just one of those moments everyone talks about? Do you remember when he smacked him with an egg?
100%. I think I always remember the Chisora stuff. You always remember the push and the pull. You always remember Dillian White and Chisora with the laxative. You remember these moments, and that's what got me really excited about boxing growing up, was the big British nights and the big British personalities and those big box office events. And we've had some unbelievable boxing recently all around the world, but for me, these big British nights are few and far between, and they're the ones that we really relish as fans, and the ones that grow the sport. And yeah, that moment will go down in history as the end of one of the most ridiculous sagas we've ever seen.
And with the social media stuff, between interviews, you've been sort of watching clips back and enjoying them yourself. You're almost enjoying this as fans, along with us and along with the people back at home, aren't you?
Yeah, it's hilarious. My missus called me a pussy for how I reacted to Connor Benn. I actually said to her, that's not, I was putting my arm out. I think Eddie flinched more than I did. But no, in all seriousness, it has been unbelievable. The scale of it's been unbelievable. It's been incredible to witness. I've been involved in some massive fights, and this is just, yeah, it's more than just a boxing event. It's massive.
Is that something else you're going to have to think about now when you do or say something, whether or not the missus will be happy with it, or whether she'll get the ick or whatever it is?
To be honest, again, she is not interested in boxing. So,
but is she interested in the fight?
In this fight, she'll come. I struggle to get her to come these days, but to this fight, she'll come.
It's a bit personal. No, obviously we're in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
I think you're gonna have to take that out.
It's obviously you were talking about the.
I'm a traditional. Right, go on. Let's go.
You were talking about the boxing, of course, and nothing else.
You can't be laughing at that. Lewis, you're a professional man now. You work for the ring.
Come on, we're all men in, and there's no children.
Come on.
Beautiful stadium out there. It's a lovely venue and should be home for a brilliant event. Are you hoping that it can really be filled? It looks like it's going to be, obviously, with the
yeah, it's going to be sold out. We could sell it out 3 times. You got to get your tickets. This is up as well with His Excellency involved. This isn't going to be a normal event. He's going to take this to levels that we've never seen. The performers and the concerts and the things being planned. This will be the best event of the year, bar none, in sport, music, entertainment in this country. It's going to be out of control, and we've not seen anything yet.
That's a big claim. I'm looking forward to it. And with with the rematch, not really many people talking about the rematch, obviously, because we've got a brilliant fight before it, but this is a brilliant venue for it. If you could pick, if Turkey comes to you and says, Ben, where do you want the next rematch? If you get the choice, where would you pick? Anywhere in the world?
Great question.
And why, I suppose, as well.
I'd like to do it in Manchester.
Back in Old Trafford?
At Old Trafford. I think, obviously the dads fought there, but doing it in Manchester, I'm from Manchester, would be unbelievable.
And then, last but not least, you mentioned earlier you possibly forgot to thank His Excellency for his obviously brilliant input. What would your message be to His Excellency if you could make one fight? If you can just say to him, there's one fight, if you could do me one favour, what would it be? Make myself against Eddie Hearn. 15 stone. 14 and a half stone, maybe. And what's the ludicrous number of money that you're going to ask for? He'd want a lot of money because he's very greedy like that. I would probably do it for a bit less. I'm not going to talk numbers, but we do it on Riyadh season in the Matchroom Boxer card. That's brilliant. I appreciate your time, Ben. Thank you.